What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday evening. Happy Tuesday grind. What up to all the entrepreneurs, all the investors, all the hustlers, all the rock stars, all of you. What's up, guys? And welcome to tonight's late night stream. It's 11:30 p.m. What time is it where you are? Adam Jerome, what's up? Say hi as you guys are coming in. I got a really cool stream for you guys. I just was doing a few tests. We're going to use another software to be able to broadcast my screen directly, but having some technical difficulties. I was sounding like super robotic. I don't know. I got to watch a tutorial on how to perfect it. Eloy, what is up? What's up? So I got a real estate stream for you tonight. And I haven't done a real estate related stream in a bit. I taught a class all day today. It was awesome. If you came out to the class, I want to thank you for joining. We had a ton of people. Tim Alexander's here. Merrick's here. What's up? Time to level up, says Nelson. Always leveling up. So I taught a real estate class all day today, and I was inspired to do a stream for you guys who weren't able to make it to the class. So we're going to talk about three tips on buying real estate deals. I know many of you want to buy more deals. Maybe you want to buy your first deal. Maybe you want to add another 10 to the pot. Whatever it is, these tips are going to help you go forward in your business. When I make my first deal, I'm coming out there to learn more. Hey, man, we're out here in Houston. I was just in New York, man. Should have linked up out there. But definitely, man, anytime you're ready to come out to Houston, man, we're here. So, before we get into the tips, all right, I want to welcome everybody that's brand new to the stream. If it's your first time here, please go ahead and share this out to your friends. Anthony Harris is in the building. What up, Anthony? GrowthCon 2018. We going? What's up, Vegas? And if you're returning, I want to welcome you back to the stream. I want to let a few people join in on here, give them the opportunity to join in and get this information. Give it a minute or two, and we're going to rock and freaking roll. I got some awesome tips for you. I actually went under contract to buy another deal, and I want to talk about that deal specifically here in just a bit and why I bought it. And there was some special circumstances, but why I bought the deal, and it may help you in your deal. So Andrea, what's up? What's up? So I'm going to let a few people join in. Just give me a second, but hang tight. I'll be right back. Awesome. Anthony, I'm glad to hear that, bro. Yeah, we're going to Vegas, man. It's going down. Getting a person who's interested in selling their property is the hardest part. Not if they need to sell, man. Not if they need to sell. See, a motivated seller is going to be motivated to sell because either they have no choice, right, if they're getting foreclosed on or they're tax delinquent, or they just need the cash because they inherited a property. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Nelson, what's up, man? All right, so tip number one to buying real estate deals. I took some notes here. I wanted to share my screen with you guys, but the freaking app isn't working. So number one, guys, again, these tips are in no specific order. Okay, they're in no specific order, but these are some really powerful tips for you to apply and implement to your business. This Thursday you'll be in Phoenix. That's awesome, man. When you gonna come down to Houston, man? Play with the real ballers out here doing deals, man. When you gonna come out to Houston, man? All right, so number one, what is the market area doing? Okay, now this is really, really, really important. All right, you have to know the stats. You have to know the data. Okay, you have to know the stats. You have to know the data, and you have to know the product. Okay, you have to know the stats, you have to know the data, you have to know the product. Well, what are the stats? right? What are the stats? What's the data? What's the market doing? So a couple of things that we look at: DOM, days on market, right? And the DOM is going to tell us on average how long is it going to take properties to sell in that area at any given time. You see, real estate is a numbers game. It's all in the numbers. It's all in the data. And that's one of the reasons what makes real estate such a savvy investment and appeals to a lot of people, because unlike certain things that's super volatile, in the real estate world, we're using calculated formulas to buy these properties, to buy these deals. And it's all in the data. It's a numbers game. It's in the data. So know the stats, know the data, right? How long are properties taking to sell in that market area, on that street, in that neighborhood, in that subdivision? All right. If you have a market with super high days on market, even if you're getting a steal of a deal, you may want to take a second look into why properties are not moving in that area. Okay, even if you're getting a steal on the deal. Now, that's not to say that you can't flip the property. All right. I'm sorry. That's not to say that you can't invest in that property, but it may not be the best flip deal. It may be a hold deal, because something may be going on in that market area that's preventing properties from being sold in a timely fashion. So pay really close to the DOM. Also pay really close to the average sales price, right? What are properties selling for in that area comparable to the one that you are looking at? Sounds good, Anthony. So pay real close attention to the data. Now, if you don't have access to the data, you need to find access. In fact, it's super difficult, and I'd even say it's impossible. But I hate that word. But it's super difficult to be a real estate entrepreneur if you don't have access to the data, right? And I don't just mean having somebody tell you and taking their word for it what properties are doing. Now, if they send you that data, that's great, but I want you to be able to access it yourself. And there's many, many ways to do this. If you're in Houston or if you're in the Texas markets, that's what we do here at Real Acquisitions, a software company that I'm a part of. But you have to know the data, okay? It's all in the data. The data is going to tell you the average price per square footage. The data is going to tell you the active sales, the pending sales, the sales comps. The data is going to tell you the days on market, all right? Now, I also said in tip number 1, know the product. Know the product. See, the two biggest challenges of real estate entrepreneurs: number 1, overvaluing the property. All right, you buy a property, you think it's worth $200,000. In reality, it's worth $170,000, right? You overvalued the property, and now that's $30,000 that you overshot, okay? And that's going to come out of your deal, your profit. So knowing the numbers, knowing the value of the property and being accurate is a short shot way to be successful in the real estate space. And the second biggest challenge to real estate entrepreneurs across the board is underestimating your repairs. Underestimating your repairs. And I'd even add overestimating your repairs. Over-rehabbing, not overestimating, over-rehabbing a piece of real estate, okay? So I'm going to recap here. Overvaluing property, and write this down. I encourage you to take notes, guys. This is golden nuggets right here. Overvaluing property, number 1. And number 2, underestimating your rehab. And that also goes in hand with over-rehabbing a property. This is what comes down to knowing your product. Look, in the real estate business, it's not about what you like, okay? This isn't HGTV, Hollywood magic, okay? That's not really what happens in the real estate business, okay? It's not about what you like. It's about what your market likes. It's about what your end customer likes, what they're going to pay for, because they're going to be the ones that are touring the property. They're going to be the ones making the offer on the property, okay? Nelson, I'm about it. I'm about it. Adrian Watkins, what's up? Say what's up as you guys are coming into the stream. I actually just got invited to a mastermind in, I think Tennessee or something. I'm all about masterminds, man. Let's rock and roll, okay? So it's not about what you like. It's about what your end customer likes, guys. And in my market, I know exactly what they enjoy. I know exactly what they like. What up, Adrian? All good, brother. Welcome to the stream, my man. Welcome to the stream. So we're talking about 3 tips for those of you that are just joining in. Palani, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So I highly recommend that you guys do not overvalue your properties. Here's a tip to not overvalue properties. Be conservative. If you're looking at the data and you see a whole bunch of comps for 170 and one comp for 180, stick to the 170, okay? I know that there's a comp for 180, but I would highly recommend that you stick to the 170, because if you base it off of one comp that's on the higher side, you're not being conservative and you may not get that 180, okay? So be conservative when you're running your numbers and make sure that it's accurate. What's up, Mel Mata? What's happening? Hey, Ross, let me know your next meeting in Houston. Carlos, it was today, man. I posted all about it, but it's okay. We're going to have another one. All right. And then underestimating your rehab. Guys, in this business, shit costs money. Like, shit costs money. Everything costs money. The crew needs to get paid. Okay, materials cost money. Miguel's here. Stay conservative. Hashtag. That's right. Materials cost money. If you don't believe me, take a ride down to your local hardware store. Go to your local Lowe's or Home Depot or any store that sells any sort of construction supplies. Stuff costs money. And I think a lot of times people that are new to the business, they underestimate their rehab and they think that everything takes 5 to 10K. And it's like, no, like that's not true, okay? That's more like 20 to 30K. And if you underestimate your rehab, you're literally going to be taking a large chunk out of your profit, okay? You're going to be taking a large chunk out of your pocket. All right. True story, says Adrian. My last rehab went over 6K. And you know what? It happens. And I've talked about this in Flipping on Fire. I've talked about this at events. You will always have to do 9 times out of 10 extra repairs. You're always going to have to do stuff at the end after you go through your appraisal process. By the way, I'd really appreciate if you guys share this stream out with your friends and followers. It's been a long day, but I'm here, Ross, taking notes. Jose, I love to see that, man. I love to see that. Now, what does it mean to over rehab a property? If you buy a property in, I'm going to relate it to the Houston market because that's the market I know best. If you buy a property in LaPorte, Texas, okay, which is a working class neighborhood, and properties go from anywhere, I'd say 300K and down, and more properties go for about the 1 to 150 range. The higher end stuff, it exists, but it's not as common. Now, if you buy a property in LaPorte, Texas for $100,000, and you put $100,000 into it and rehab and reno this thing to the nines and put gold floors and marble countertops and crown molding and glass shower doors and all of these unbelievably amazing things that look really, really nice. In that market, you are doing what's called overvaluing. You are overspending on your rehab. You are over rehabbing the property, okay? And you will not get your money back for those things. You just won't, okay? Very seldomly do things like cosmetic updates add value on your appraisal, okay? So it doesn't matter if you put marble countertops in or if you put brand new hardwood floors in. If the market doesn't call for it, you're not going to get your money back on it. Now, where does the market call for those things? In markets, in neighborhoods where that is the standard. So a neighborhood in Houston, like the Houston Heights, calls for complete custom craftsman bungalows that are reno to the nines, and they're absolutely gorgeous, and they have all the upgrades, and they're selling for $700,000, $800,000 plus. Well, then you would do those things. And it works both ways. If I buy a property in a higher end market or even a middle end market and I do a lower end reno, well, then the property is most likely not going to move as a retail product on the market because the customers that are shopping in that area are not looking for carpeted foyers and typical cheap granite countertops and refinished cabinets. If they're spending $700,000 on a brand new house, or on a house for that matter, it doesn't even have to be brand new, they're going to want certain upgrades and certain materials in that property. Okay, so never underestimate your rehab, and don't over rehab a property based on what you like. Always keep your end customer in mind. Keep the contractors on cue. Absolutely. All right, so tip number one, you got to know what the market area is doing. You got to know the stats. You got to know the data, and you got to know the product. I bought a house. I contracted a house in Baytown, Texas, just a few days ago. I put up a $5,000 deposit. I saw the property. Took me 10 minutes. I knew I was going to lock this thing up before I even drove out there. And you know why? I knew after seeing that property for 10 minutes that I was ready to lock it up on spot, on site, is because I know the market there. I know that the price I'm contracting this deal at, which was a phenomenal deal, I know that that property is worth X amount. I flipped a house down the street from there, and I flipped houses in subdivisions very close by. So when you know your market, you're able to do those things. You're able to look at a property and say, that's worth X, okay? For example, a lot of Houston Heights developers, right? They buy these teardowns, they clear out the lot, and they build brand new. Well, if you were to take a 10,000 square foot lot and sell it to an experienced developer in the Houston Heights, and you were selling that lot for $800,000, well, they're probably going to know that you're full of shit and you're asking way too much for that lot, because they know the market and they know what 10,000 square foot lots should go for. What is the best website you use to find about property and getting leads? realacquisitions.com. If you're out, I know you're out in New York. You know, you can use Zillow.com, Redfin.com, MyHouseDeals.com. I mean, there's so many. FSBO.com. As far as leads, inbox me. I gotta ask one of my Jersey buddies. Taylor's in the building. What up, Taylor? Okay, so that's tip number one. All right, and there's a few tips in each tip, but I'm giving you guys 3. Now, number two, write this down, guys. What is your strategy? What is your strategy? Okay, George Mott here. What's up? Every real estate deal that you do needs to have a strategy. And not all real estate deals are created equal. So sometimes when you get a hot lead or you're looking at a sweet deal, it may make more sense as a rental property than it does a flip. Okay? And some flips don't look nearly as good as if you were to wholesale it. Okay? There have been many times where I'll get a hot lead and I know I can make 10, 20 grand as a wholesale in a couple of weeks. And if I flip it on market in 4 to 5 months, I may make 35. Well, ask yourself, it's all subjective. What do you want to do? Do you want to take your 20 in a few weeks, or do you want to take 35 in a few months? Right? Do you want to make $300 a month cash flow for the next 10 years, or do you want to just get paid $20,000 up front? You see, I bought a house not too long ago, just about a month and a half ago, and it was a sub 2 deal. I've talked about it many times, and I looked at the numbers, and this property was going to yield, Tina, what's up, a $500 a month cash flow. Now, I could have flipped it. There's equity in there. I could still flip it. I tenant occupied it, and I could have wholesaled it, and I could have took, $10,000, $20,000 right off the top. But from a cash flow perspective, $500 a month for the next 5 to 10 years, or however long I want to keep it, sounds pretty damn good. All right? Sounds amazing. So instead of using the flip or the wholesale strategy, I kept it. Now, it's all subjective to what you want to do and what your goals and aspirations are as a real estate entrepreneur. So what is your strategy? Number 2, how long will it take? How long will it take? And that goes back to knowing your product. Okay, in the Houston Heights, where I know many people that develop these amazing properties, they take 6 to 12 months. AG, a good friend of mine, he does a bunch of new development. He builds patio homes in Houston, and these projects take 12 to 18 months. In 12 to 18 months, he may make $400,000 or $500,000 on these deals, right? So it's a freaking nice profit on these deals, but it's a lot of time, right? It's a lot of time, 12 to 18 months. Whereas the flips that I do take anywhere from 3 to 4 months, right? Ask yourself, how long will it take? If you're doing a wholesale deal, can you get in and out of this thing in 2 weeks? Can you get in and out of this thing in a month? How long will it take? Okay, you have to know this before you get into the deal. All right, you don't buy a house and then figure out how long it's going to take because of things like holding costs. Now, if you're using your own money and you're putting up your own cash into the deals, then maybe you don't have to worry about that as much. But if you're somebody like me who utilizes a bunch of private capital, you want to make sure that you're taking the amount of time and duration of the job into account so that you do not lose money on your holding costs and eat it into your profit because the holding costs accumulated month after month after month after month. So know how long the property is going to take to buy, fix, and flip. Know how long you want to keep your rental for, and you want to cash flow it and tenant occupy it. Know how long it's going to take you to get a buyer on one of your wholesale deals. All right, the other day I had to turn down a wholesale deal that's going to auction in just a few days at the beginning of September, and I turned it down because the guy I wasn't going to buy the property myself. I was going to wholesale it, and we were completely transparent. And it was actually one of my students' deals. We had to turn it down because I said, if you don't buy this guy's property or wholesale this guy's property in a week and a half before it goes to auction, his life is going to be in shambles. It's a really risky situation, okay? It's a really risky situation. And he did it. He wanted cash money. He didn't want sub-2. He didn't want owner finance. He didn't want bankruptcies. He didn't want anything. He wanted cash money. So I had to turn that deal away. We turned that deal away because of that, because it was such a short time frame and it just wasn't practical to get in and put this guy's life in our hands on his deal and his livelihood, and somebody else stepped in and they're going to handle it, right? Subjectively, it works better for them, right? They feel that they can go ahead and execute the deal better and have more confidence than I did. Okay, now the next one is, how much is it going to cost? And this goes back to the rehab estimates, right? How much is the rehab going to cost? 20 to 30K is not a number, guys. That's not you can't buy a property and say it's going to take 20 to 30K. No, you have to know how much the property is going to cost. How much is the rehab going to cost? All right, not 40K, not 40 to 60K. You got to get your number. And the way you get your number is by having a reputable crew that can pull bids for you and deliver quality jobs and quality service and get the job done. You have to know how much it's going to cost. All right, I would never tell anybody to buy a property with the intention of fixing and flipping it without knowing how much the rehab is going to cost. Now, the next one is a really big tip. What is your break-even number? If all goes to hell and all goes to shit, okay, and the property's sitting on the market and it doesn't sell, what is your break-even number? And in real estate, we call it a fire sale. At what number do you have to fire sale this property to break even, all right, to avoid going into the negative? I know a lot of people don't like to talk about this. I know a lot of people they want to act like real estate is a sure shot thing all the time, 100% of the time. That's just not true. It's not true at all. Real estate is an investment, just like any other investment. It can go really great and it can go really bad. And you have to know these things before you get into the real estate deal, before you get into the deal. Especially if you're putting somebody's private money, their hard-earned money, at risk and putting it into the deal, right? And you're risking their money or your own money. It's a little different when it's your own money, by the way. But whoever's money it is, you're putting that into a deal, and it's going to be locked into that deal for the duration of the flip. So if the property doesn't sell, what is your break-even number? Write that down, all right? Very, very powerful tip you need to know. That's not to say, guys, that you're going to lose money, but you need to know. You know, you can ask somebody, hey, what's your break-even number on this? Is going to scratch their head and say, I think 80 or 90 or 95. That's not acceptable, okay? You got to know the number. You got to know what the break-even number is. How do you calculate that? The amount that you bought the property for, the amount that you put into the reno, the ARV, right? Your margin, how much margin you have there after closing costs, after holding costs, and how much is it going to cost you to hold this property each and every single month. Okay, each and every single month. In theory, everything sounds good when you can buy, fix, and flip in 3 months, 4 months, 120-day flip. The truth is, in the real world, in the real market, it's not always like that. Okay, it's not. Sometimes it is, but it's not always like that. So you need to know what the number is, what is the break-even number, and once you go beyond that break-even number, you're now in the red, and you're going to lose money, which will happen, by the way. It will. You will lose money. You will. It happens. Okay, if anybody's ever told you that you won't lose money or they've never lost money, either they haven't done enough business or they're just lying to you. Okay, they're just lying because everybody wants to appear that everything is, or make it seem like everything's always perfect all the time. But that's just not true. Okay, it's just not true. Or even down to the cost per day to carry. Bryce, absolutely. The per diem, that is very important. You have to know. One of my loans right now costs me $74 a day. $74 every single day that I have this person's money, it costs me $74. And I have another loan right now that costs me $36 per diem every single day. So the minute I wake up in the morning, I'm already out of pocket $74, right? Which is not a problem because I'm using that money as leverage to make money and flip into a deal, flip out of a deal and make a profit. But you need to know. Luis Ortiz, what's up? Luis, Michael, what's up, man? Welcome. All right. So to recap number 2, you have to know your strategy. You have to know the exit strategy. There's a reason why whenever you go to a hospital or a hotel or a public building, on every single door, they give you the exit strategy plan. There's a reason why when you go on an airplane, they tell you in case of an emergency, this is what you need to do. In your business, it's the same way. When there's an emergency, there's some turbulence in your business, you need to know what to do. You need to know. All right? I say this because I care about your success, and it will happen. And when it does happen, I want you to remember that Ross said to keep calm, don't panic. Panic is one of the worst things you can do. I have a house right now. I'm the most transparent person on here that talks real estate. I have a house right now. Beautiful house. I got it listed for $250,000. Property is not sold. It's been on market for almost 2 months. Property is not sold. Beautiful property. Stayed within the budget. Going to have a killer margin on this deal. Property hasn't sold. Inventory's up. A lot of inventory in the area. People have options. And nobody's came through with an offer that I want to accept. And that property is going to sit there until that offer comes in. I'm not panicking. I'm as cool as a fan. And you need to be also. We have an investor on the deal. He's getting paid a sick freaking return. All right, and we got some money in the deal too. My partner and I, and from our company invested into that deal. It's a home run deal. It's a killer deal, but it happens, guys. It happens, and there's nothing that you can do about it. There's nothing that I can do about it. It happens, and you got to learn how to take the punches and roll with it, all right? And don't panic, because you will get out. Every deal, you will get out, and there's multiple different exit strategies for you to get out, so just don't panic, all right? Hang on one sec. I gotta drink. By the way, hey, how was everybody's day today? Who did some cool stuff? Let me know. Hugo, what up? Who did some cool stuff today? So I was at the grocery store before, and you guys know the unofficial sponsor of this show is Gold Peak Unsweetened Iced Tea. They were actually sold out. Very terrible, terrible day when the grocery store sold out of Gold Peak Unsweetened Iced Tea. So we had to settle for Pure Leaf Unsweetened Iced Tea, black tea. And you know what? This is just not cutting it. But hey, something else that's really cool. I was in Jersey yesterday at my buddy's house, and he's really big into tea. So I've never really been much of a tea fan, except if it's iced. I'm more of a coffee fan. But he was putting me onto some teas from Tivana. He showed me. I snapped the whole process on Snapchat. And it's pretty cool on how they make tea, how you make tea, and the temperature and the leaves. And I was reading all about it, and it's just absolutely crazy. Elvira, what's up? Welcome to the stream. stay calm and look at the DOM in the area. Bryce, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it doesn't hurt to pull data after the fact. Sent out a new campaign. It's cool to me. Man, Steven, I love it, bro. I love it. Steven, what are we going to do, man? I'm going to have to evacuate this area because I really don't want to be in a hurricane, guys. I really don't, man. Call me whatever you want to call me. Make fun of me. I've been in 2 Category 5 hurricanes in my life. When I lived in Florida, I was in Hurricane Charlie. It was the most terrifying experience I've ever seen. I saw a car get flipped over and tossed like a rag doll. My house almost blew away. I lived across the street from a school. The roof got blown off right before my eyes. It was like the most, you can look this up on YouTube. I seen a gas station, okay? There's a video on it. I saw this on video, but it wasn't far from me. I saw a gas station get thrown into the air. Everything. Into the air. The gas station was there, and then it wasn't. We're talking Category 5. So that's not going to happen here on this weekend, but I'm thinking about just, getting on a jet and getting out of here real quick. Steven, do we get a break? Like, do we get a break? What's the average closing in Houston? I don't understand the question. Can you please rephrase? Coach my kids' soccer team, says Carlos. I'm getting old, but love spending time with my kids, which hoping getting into real estate will help me continue being with my family. Great work, sir. Carlos, first off, I want to say thank you so much. Second off, I want to say I think it's awesome that you coach your kids' soccer team. That sounds like a bunch of fun, and I can only hope that I'll be there one day soon. So keep rocking out, man. It's great. I'm really big into family. How did I find my crew when I first started? I networked, Jose. I asked people who they were using, and I went through a couple of different, interviews with people, and I found somebody, and we hit it off. Great guy. And we've been working together ever since. I guess I've been lost. What's going on this weekend? Well, Tina, it's meteorologist Ross Alex here, and it looks like we have a bit of a situation coming our way this weekend. All the models suggest that the remains of Harvey, Tropical Storm Harvey, are going to strengthen. Right now, it's just a disturbance. There's no area of low pressure, they call it right now. There's no circle. I'm probably saying this way wrong, but there's no defined center, I guess. But it may re-strengthen into a hurricane or a tropical storm. Regardless of the fact, Houston is getting flooded this weekend. So, another tip. Let me add this in a bonus tip. Guys, get insurance on your properties. Especially if you live in an area like Houston or Florida or places that are prone to flooding and storms, because it's the peak of hurricane season right now, and a lot of people are going to get flooded. It's going to be terrible this weekend. It's going to flood bad. They're calling for like a foot of rain, if not more, in Houston. A foot of rain in Houston is like, that's terrible. Holy shit. I guess you can get lost when you're busy hustling. Yeah. It's okay. You heard it here. That's all you need to know. The news is just a bunch of negativity nowadays anyway. Go to Home Depot and you can find a crew in no time. Absolutely, man. I talked about that and Flip It on Fire. We're barely like 6 months in our home in Galveston when Hurricane Ike hit us with 6 feet of water. 6 inches of water. Sucked, but thank God for, I don't know if that's 6 feet or 6 inches. But God for flood insurance coverage, which we're able to read. Man, that is awesome, dude. That's awesome. I was actually in New York when Hurricane Sandy hit, and it completely leveled. I mean, like, leveled. Like, there was a house there, houses, and then they were gone. They were absolutely gone. 6 feet. Yeah. 6 feet of water. That's a lot of freaking water. In Hurricane Sandy in New York, right on the Hudson River, where I was streaming from yesterday, these houses were flattened. It was absolutely terrible. So, anyways, just be weather aware. Tune in. Make sure that you got your evacuation plans prepared, and you know where to go if you need to evacuate, and secure your properties. Put sandbags out. If it strengthens into a hurricane, you may want to put some hurricane shutters up. If it's a construction site, you may want to just secure your materials so they don't get blown away. And of course, you guys know by now, always have insurance. So I hope all of you are insured. All right, number three, tip number 3. Let me know who's still rocking with me. Who's still here? If you're here, just press 1. Preston number 1. I sold a new RV. Great profit. This helped me achieve my goals in real estate. Eloy, congrats, man. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I don't really know much about selling RVs, but as long as you made some money on it, man, that is awesome. All right, 1, 1, 1. 1. Awesome. Miguel, what's up? Awesome. Awesome. Mel's here. Cool. All right, let's get into tip number 3. Tip number 3 to buying real estate. MJ is here. What's up? Is have a team, okay? Have a team. Don't be the jack of all trades. Have a team, okay? Have a team. Become an expert at hiring the experts and know how to outsource the things that you're not good at. In real estate, in business, as an entrepreneur, you're not going to be good at everything. You're just not. Like, you're just not. It's how it is. Okay? I am not good at construction. I am not. Nor do I care to be. I don't have to have construction experience. I don't have to know how to lay tile. I don't have to know how to install backsplash. I don't have to know how to paint walls. I tried to tape and float once and it was difficult. Like, it might look easy when your crew does it, but taping and floating is not even a simple task. Painting is not a simple task. These things take a while to acquire the skills to perfect them, right? And to do them properly, all right? Whether it's painting inside, outside, installing siding, doing a roof, installing tile. I mean, these are skills, right? These are trades, and there's people that literally practice, which I talked about yesterday, for a long time to be able to get to where they're at and have the skill level to do these things, okay? So you don't have to be the jack of all trades. I want you to become a master at building teams, okay? Building teams. In real estate, you must have a team. The better your team, the better you're going to be. There's a great saying, you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? Learn how to be a leader. There's so many different books and reading material that you can get a hold of and learn how to become that leader and lead a team to victory, okay? Build your team. Outsource the things that you're not good at. Tatiana, what's up? Brittany, Julian Robinson, what's up? Welcome to the stream. And we had one other person, CJ Costa. Welcome to the stream. Say what's up when you guys come in here. We're talking about 3 tips to buying real estate to help you guys achieve your goals and your aspirations in the real estate niche. Now, the team is crucial. I say it all the time. I'm going to say it again. I would not be here today, where I am in my life, in my business, if I didn't have my team. I really value my team because they allow me to do things like go to New York yesterday. When I was on the Hudson River showing you guys the entire skyline of the city, my team was here working. And when they go out of town, I'm here working. And today I put on a huge event and so many of you came, and I had a team help me promote that event and fill that event and set that event up, all right? Whatever aspect of your life, in your business it is, you need to have a team. If you don't know how to build a team, ask somebody who has one how they did it. If you don't know how to hire people, read books and learn how to hire people. If you don't know how to find people, then ask somebody who's hired people recently and go find them. But whatever you do, build a team. Now, in one of my trainings in Flipping on Fire, we talked about how to build the elite power team, okay? The elite power team. Steven, I really appreciate that, man. Only Ross Alex goes live with motivation and golden nugget tips for almost an hour on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Steven, I really appreciate that, man. It means a lot to me. You know, sometimes I feel like, I don't know if people even listen to this, but I'm glad that you do. So, Have a team, guys. It's not difficult to build one. There are people out there that are going to be aligned with your vision and with your goals. There are people out there, okay? And you need to get together with these people. You need to put yourself out there. You need to start going to networking meetings and going on the Facebook forums and sites like Bigger Pockets and start introducing yourself and talking to people, because I'm a really big advocate, guys. I really believe this. Your network is your net worth. Like, it's who you surround yourself with. It's who is helping you achieve the goal. It's who is around you as you're winning. All right. Now, a team comes down to a few people. All right. Just a few. All right. So you don't think you have to go out and build an organization of 500 people. Okay. Although that should be everybody's goal. You just need a team, guys. Have a team. Don't be the jack of all trades. You don't have to be the jack of all trades. Because here's what's going to happen, okay? Here's what's going to happen. I see this all the time when people, Jason Lund, what's happening? Nelson says, teamwork makes the dream work. Man, that is so true. Teamwork does make the dream work. Here's what happens, guys. I see this all the time. People get started in the real estate space, and they have some DIY experience, and they want to go and start laying their own tile and installing their own countertops and putting up their own light fixtures because they think they're saving money. It's the biggest load of crap anybody can ever tell you. You're not saving money. You're losing time. And time is more valuable than money. So what are you really saving? A few bucks? If you're in real estate to save a few bucks, you already lost the game. All right? Your time is money. Time is absolutely money. Time is more valuable than money, because you can always get more money. You can't get more time. Right? Like Jim Rohn says, you can't get more time. So I encourage you, taking on projects yourself. Hate me, love me, I don't care. This is how I feel. This is how to operate a successful business. Some of these HGTV shows, guys, don't get fooled into that. That is Hollywood magic. Ask me how I know. I've been recruited for over 20 HGTV shows, and they wanted me to fake it every single time. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying that right now, but they wanted me to fake it every time. That's not real. Real estate entrepreneurs don't lay their own tile. Okay? It's just how it is. You hire a master, traded, skilled tile company, a tile guy, somebody who knows how to lay tile. And that's how they get their bread and butter. That's how they make their bread and butter. Okay? I promise you this. The more time you waste doing things such as what I just said, you are losing money. And here's why. The more time you waste, the less time you are spending on the most important thing in the real estate world is acquisitions. You get paid when you acquire properties, right? The more properties you acquire, the more business you're going to do. The more business you're going to do, the more money you're going to make. Okay? I promise you this. Trust me. Just trust your boy. I know what I'm talking about. And I want you to be able to outsource. One of my favorite quotes ever. I might just throw this up on my tombstone. Do what you do best and outsource the rest. That's it. Just do what you do best. Outsource the rest. I promise you, it's a golden way to live. It's a golden way to operate your business. And you will literally see results like you've never seen before when you can outsource, when you learn how to outsource the rest. Do you sign contracts with your team to ensure they don't screw you or trust you? To be honest, I don't sign non-competes if somebody wants to work with me, great. I really don't hire a lot of people, Carlos. I have a team that I've been working with for quite some time. I get hit up all the time to, bring on new talent. I don't know where I'm at. And maybe that's one of my personal flaws. Maybe that's one of my flaws. Who knows? Probably is. But no, I don't. When, I shouldn't even say if, I hate that word. I should wash my mouth out with soap. When I start even scaling more to the next level, I will probably do so. And the contracts would be non-compete so that they don't tap into any of my personal resources or share personal information like a non-disclosure or something that, I shared with them while they were working with me. How did you build your team? Miguel, man, I read a book. I shit you not. You know what? Alright, I've done this before once, but the less you work, the more you make. Carlos Rojas, what's up? Alright, I've done this once. A lot of... When I try to talk about this, like, when I attempt to speak about this, I get, like, choked up just looking at it. 3 years ago. First of all, who's still with me? I see 14 people in here, and only like 3 of you are even engaged. Who's here? Three years ago, maybe, 3 years ago. Merrick's here. What up? Carlos is here. Nelson's here. 3 years ago, I was so freaking broke, guys. I was so broke. And I was in a really bad spot. I had a negative credit score. Like, negative, dude. Like, this thing was like 4 something. Like, creditors were laughing at me. I had a negative bank account. I was in such a bad spot. But I made a promise to myself that I was going to be successful. And you kind of know. Like, when you know, you know. I always knew I was going to be successful. Like, I always knew. I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know it was real estate. But I really believe, and Gary Vee talks about this, I really believe that entrepreneurs are born. Like, entrepreneurs are a different breed. Something in our DNA tells us to go sell shit and make money. And when we look at traditional ways of making money, it just turns us off. Like, it just does. Like, we don't, this naturally, like, I didn't decide one day I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. I just didn't know what it was going to be. And I know a lot of you can relate. It was real estate. Somebody had put me on to real estate when I went out to Vegas, and I went to that 3-day seminar. If you haven't heard my whole interview, my whole story on how I got started in the real estate business and who I was before this and before any of you knew me when I was working at McDonald's and serving tables, go check that out. You know, maybe I'll drop a link. You can go check that out. But I knew, and somebody put me onto real estate. And it was in Vegas at this 3-day event, and I flew back to New York. I packed up literally one bag. I have the bag, and I say this story all the time. I know a lot of people didn't hear it, haven't heard it. And I flew to Houston, and I told myself I was going to start a real estate business, and I was going to make millions and millions of dollars. Okay, and I came here, and I did it. I started a real estate business and everything. But I used to go to events just like most of you guys. I will drop that for sure. Same feeling, Miguel. I'm glad you feel the same. I used to go to events. I used to sleep in the parking lot at these events, guys. I literally used to sleep in the parking lot to go to real estate events. If anybody ever wants a real estate event to attend, go on meetup.com. There's a ton of them. And then when I started getting results and I started making some like serious dough in real estate, I promised myself that I was going to set out on this mission. Okay, I was going to set out on this mission. I was going to impact as many people as I could. I've always been this way. It wasn't this. It was like people I know. Just a really giving person. I don't know. I like to make people, I like to inspire people. Which is why I'm here on 12/18 on a Wednesday morning. I like to inspire people. I like to motivate people. I like to help people. So I created this program called Flipping on Fire. I actually only have 2 copies left. These things will probably be sold by tomorrow. But this is literally everything that I have learned, okay, over the course of 3 years. This is how I fix and flip 65 houses. This is how I've wholesaled, you know, more deals than I can count. This is how I started buying rentals. It's my program, Flipping on Fire. I just went to a seminar 3 days. Dan Merrill, dude, I know Dan, man. He's a great guy. Fortune Builders. I met Dan a while ago. He's an awesome guy. You got great karma. God's going to make you the freaking Tony Robbins of Houston, my friend. Carlos, how you going to disrespect me like that, bro? I don't want to be the Tony Robbins of Houston. I want to be the Ross Alex of the world, man. The cool thing about entrepreneurs is we all have an emotional, raw story that we can tell to others about how we got started and where we came from. Anybody else that says, yeah, I'm still working the same job, 20, got cut off. But hey, Steven, your comment got cut off. Golden says Miguel. So anyway, so this is what I did, okay? Somebody asked me how I built a team. I know I went off on a tangent. I do that sometimes. But yeah, I also want to give a big shout out to anybody that's watching that's just not commenting or liking or anything, but you're listening to me. I see you. I love you. I support you. I hope one day you decide to engage and break the ice with us, because I see you out there. I see you. But hey, check it out. So it was this right here. It was this. I tell people this all the time. It was this book. And I'll take this. This is going to get buried in my coffin with me. It was this book, The Fundamentals of Real Estate Investing, that changed my life. It was this. This is the Holy Grail. This is the Holy Grail. I found it in a library. It was covered in dust. I picked it up. I started reading it, and I did everything the book told me to do. I did everything. It told me, and that's another reason why successful people are successful and unsuccessful people are unsuccessful. You need to be coachable. You have to literally be willing to do everything somebody tells you to do. If you're looking at somebody that has results and you're seeking counsel from somebody that has results, and you take advice from somebody that has results, and you reach out to them and they have the results that you want, they live the life that you want, whatever that life may be, whether it's being the best family man or family woman, or living the most luxurious lifestyle and going to the most luxurious places, or impacting the world and speaking on stages in front of thousands of people, or curing rare disease, or feeding starving children, whatever it is, if you seek counsel from somebody and they have the results that you want, you need to be willing to do everything they tell you to do. If they're crafting out a system and painting the picture for you, and they give you a multiple step program, follow the steps. Because when you do stuff on your own that is in opposition of what you were told to do, you're gonna fuck shit up, and you're gonna complain that you didn't get results, and that person is gonna look at you and say, I told you to do it and you didn't do it. All right, who's to blame? So the classes I went to, the books that I read, including this one, told me to do these things. It told me, do this, then do this. And when you do this, do this. And I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. And I still do it. Guys, I go through more training that I know what to do with. Like, for example, this is one of my reads right now. I'll read you guys a piece. What to look for at the courthouse. Transfer dates are very important. If you find sellers who have had a property that transferred within the last 2 years, they are new to the property. Oftentimes, their investment dream has become a nightmare. Hold periods are a powerful yet often overlooked indicator of a great opportunity. If you find people who have held properties for 15 years or longer, their tax basis in the property is going away. In other words, the tax advantages of owning that property are starting to diminish. These people are facing a huge capital gains liability if they sell for all cash. I mean, guys, the training never stops. Literally, it never stops. And I encourage you, if you want to be successful in any niche, in whatever you do, whatever you do, just make sure that the training never stops. And I watched a lot of classes online on YouTube from Jay Morrison. Dude, I don't know Jay Morrison personally. I know of him. Great guy. I know his team. My boy Tosin, maybe he's in here. He's out in Jersey. They're killing it. They're in Houston all the time. Great guy. The Pikers, emulate the successful. Why you think I watch every cast you broadcast? Always golden nuggets. Miguel, that means more to me than you know. I remember watching your videos a couple years ago when I didn't think that this real estate game was real. If you are new, believe in it. Steven, man, that is awesome, dude. That's awesome. I actually remember when we got connected. We didn't even know each other. Now we're buds, and we tracked 6 storms together. Rock and roll, man. Anything's possible. But hey, look, you guys are great. You guys are awesome. Seriously, you're rocking with me at 12:24 a.m. And I'm glad that I did this stream with you. I'm glad that you're here. And I would really, really appreciate it if you enjoyed this stream at all. If you even enjoyed one sentence that I said or anything at all, I would really appreciate it if you could just give this video a thumbs up and let me know that you enjoyed it, because it keeps me motivated to want to create content and streams like this. And yeah, so I want to thank everybody for watching. We have a big day tomorrow, and I want you to have the best day tomorrow. All right, remember that each and every day is a new day. Tomorrow you get to wake up, you get to be blessed. That you wake up in the morning. You need to be blessed every day, because not everybody gets that opportunity. All right, each and every single day you need to wake up tomorrow. You need to feel refreshed. You need to do what you need to do so that you can do what you want to do. And it's an equal playing field for anybody and everybody. Everybody can win. We can all win. We can all be successful. We can all live the best possible life. So my name is Ross Alex. I want to thank again everybody for watching the stream tonight. Good night, bro. Keep it going. Thanks for your time and dedication to make us successful. Now it's up to us to act on this opportunity. I'm there in your next Houston event. Dude, Carlos, I can't wait to see you, man. Eloy, thank you, bro. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, as always, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Take care.